Loner. John had always been a social person, making friends and striking up conversations wherever he went. But one day, everything changed. It started with a series of small failures that gradually snowballed into a full-blown crisis. His business failed, and he lost his savings. He got into a car accident that left him with severe injuries and mounting medical bills. His girlfriend broke up with him, and he lost touch with most of his friends. John retreated into himself, feeling like the world had turned against him. He stopped returning phone calls and withdrew from social media. He stopped going out altogether, except to buy groceries and essentials. Months turned into years, and John became a recluse. He rarely left his small apartment, spending most of his days reading, watching TV, or staring out of the window. He felt safe in his self-imposed isolation, away from the pain and rejection of the outside world. But one day, a knock on the door shattered his carefully constructed world. It was his neighbor, Mrs. Patel, who had been worried about him and decided to check on him. John was annoyed at first, but Mrs. Patel's warmth and kindness slowly wore down his defenses. She invited him to dinner, and he reluctantly agreed. Over dinner, John slowly opened up to Mrs. Patel, telling her about his struggles and fears. To his surprise, she listened without judgment, offering words of encouragement and empathy. It was the first time in years that he had felt truly heard and understood. Over the next few weeks, John started venturing out of his apartment more, taking walks around the neighborhood and attending community events. He started making new friends, and even began to explore new hobbies and interests. Slowly but surely, John began to come out of his shell. He realized that while the world could be cruel and unforgiving, it could also be full of kindness and compassion. He no longer felt the need to hide from the world and embraced the idea of building a new life for himself, one filled with hope and possibility.